Yo guys, what's up? How you doing? It's Jay, and we're back one more time with the ShokkJump Dragsta. And this looks so weird right now. So weird. So, hopefully the video quality is good, because I can't really see that. Basically, what I've got in front of me is a significant downgrade in technology. This is the still living 27-inch 1080p monitor that's like 10 plus years old. This is a 15-year-old or so 21-inch monitor that has a maximum resolution. I can't even remember what the number is. It's something like 1440 instead of 1920. It's doing all manner of weird things to windows that go on this screen. I'm telling you that for nothing. Everything just looks out of place on this monitor. Any circle. So I tried doing some editing earlier on. Anything that was a circle, instead of being a circle, was like this weird ellipsis. I'm like, what the fuck? So I've significantly strained my eyes today trying to edit. What's up with the old monitor? Ah, well, Des, well, let me tell you. The old monitor, my old bank monitor, good monitor, liked it. As I was editing video today, made a very sharp crack noise. I went black. I went, oh shit. Oh, the fuse is gone. Hopefully. Crooked Grin, hate it. So I reached over my desk to unplug the cable and was met with the acrid, horrible smell of burning electronics. Shit. Unplug the monitor quick. Monitor is dead. He's very dead. F in the chat for my monitor, that's right, yeah. So Danny, Crooked Grin, Des, thank you all very much for those hosts. And so today we have spent a not insignificant amount of money, but considering what I bought, it is quite cheap. These are Styles. Cheers, bro. I bought two 4K monitors that are Samsung monitors to replace that one with an upgrade, and the one that is usually in front of me with an upgrade. Show us, dude. They're like somewhere in Amazon land. Like as they get here from Amazonia, I will let you know what they're like. But right now, they ain't like anything. I managed to finish editing the video, which is the most complicated edit I've done so far. It's taken the work that we did on this video on YouTube and then just sort of pushed it a little bit further as well. So there's, well, if you're a Patreon video viewer, you'll see it tomorrow. There's a lot of additional graphics that I created today. I wouldn't lie, I mean they're basic, but they work. And I think they add quite a lot to the video. I don't think they detract at all. and I think they help out with what's going on. So yeah, that's good. Have you done weeb shit like Mikey? I don't even know what the word weeb really means, to be honest, mate, other than someone that likes anime. I think that's it. So essentially, that's been all day. That meant that when I finished uploading that video and getting Patreon sorted out for the video release tomorrow, that was about 7:30. And at that point, I'm like, well, I've got absolutely no chance of getting the video guide, the written guides done for tomorrow. So the guide on how to paint yellow in writing is going to be delayed, which I'm really sorry about. I will try and get it up before tomorrow afternoon. My time. It's going to take me about 3 hours, 4 hours to do in the morning. So hopefully we can get it done nice and quick. No big issues. And oh, here we go. Here's how to paint yellow. So that's the plan. That is the plan. Today, the plan is to finish highlighting these orcs. We've got the skin to do. And we get one more highlight done on the hats that they've got. We've got to get some washes done on the metals. And then we can get on with doing a little metal highlights and ideally some OSL on this. So that's the plan today. Gumbalina, Scrublord, Psychotic, Dreadfear. How you guys all doing? Sorry to hear my stream is lagging. I'm guessing that's your end rather than anything else though, because no one else has mentioned it. Though, before we get into the meat and potatoes of the paint job, let's see how completely fucked this all is. Okay, this bit still works. That's good. Currently Tyranids are very, very, very much in the lead. They've gotten some votes. So if you don't want Tyranids to win, you need to be campaigning. That Sisters list, it could still make it. We've seen a big swing. Over 500 people have voted on this. So there's every single chance that this could be a thing. So there you go. Head over to your relevant social media pages and convince your communities to vote for what you want. Speaking of voting, Red Dragon Minis, how you doing? Hey Jay in chat, he says. Hey back. Hey back. How do that? Draw pile. Exclamation point vote. Matt, how you doing, bro? So there is two things that I'm asking people to vote for at the moment. One is that straw pot, so we can find out what army it is we're going to be painting and raffling off in, call it 6 weeks' time. That's not bad. It's not that long. It's not that long to wait. The other thing I'd like you guys to do, if you can, is do me an absolutely solid favour. And exclamation point ABB stands for Amsterdam Battle Brothers in the chat. You'll get a link there to the Tabletop Insider, Tabletop Inquirer. Shit, now I've forgotten the name of the magazine. That's really embarrassing. Where the Amsterdam Battle Brothers Busy Brush Brawl has been taking place. And you can vote for the entry that you would like to see win. Now, I have an entry. It is, of course, Lenny and Carl that we painted on stream as part of, not last month's giveaway, but the month before. So it's painted during the last month. It's something like 10 streams for these two absolute champions. Can't remember the name of the magazine he's on the front cover of. Ego. It's not Ego. It's the absolutely pounding headache I've got from staring at this monitor all day, trying to edit, because that monitor is just too far away to be able to like fully. I could just about get a lot of stuff done on there, but when it got to anything that was fine detail, it would be sort of bringing it back over here, and it's taking me out, man. But yeah, please go and vote for your favourite Mini in that contest. It doesn't have to be mine. I want people to vote for their favourites. I fully expect Stu, that's Rumpelmaster, to win with his pretty epic Gasgol Thraka. But I'd like everyone to vote so we can just be sure if I've won, I've won. If I've come second, then I've come second. Tilts, they'll both be here tomorrow. New monitors tomorrow. Petters, what up, bro? How you doing, my friend? How's your job treating you? Stu Redacted, how you doing? Tried freehanding a Flesh Tearer's chapter symbol for the first time. That's a tricky one. Obviously you've got that saw blade to do, and you want to try and keep those as even as possible on the teeth as well, because if it's uniform, the more uniform it is, the better it will look, right? So that's a tough one. It's a tough one. Show us it the whip later on. Psychotic, it's not that. It's that one of my monitors literally died today. Hellstrom Guy, cheers for that, host. It was a very loud crack, and I thought a fuse had blown, and then the smell of burning electronics was coming from the back of my monitor, so I leant over the monitor to pull the power cord out of it. And so I'm currently using an old monitor that I normally have out in the garage, so the smoking room. Hellstrom Guy, Stu Redacted, Dreadfit, and Sarantis! Hey, let's get a shout out for Sarantis. All of you guys, thank you for the hosts. Still waiting to hear back from partner. I'm expecting probably another 2 to 3 week wait based on other people I know that applied for it that have only just got their answers back. The Honest Wargamer, for instance, got made partner, so huge congrats to them. And so yeah, we're still working with 2 monitors. It's just this is the monitor that normally belongs in the smoking room, which is in fact my garage. So where I would normally have this and just like watch a shitty movie on it or whatever, now I'm trying to actually work on it, and I never realized just how bad the quality was on this monitor in comparison to the ones that I normally use. So like, it does mean that the benefit of buying these new monitors is that this one no longer needs to be used at all, and this one can go in the garage, and I've got a better monitor to watch a movie on while I smoke, and then we've got an upgrade to the desk. So yeah, it's good. Psychotic getting his sub on, absolute superstar, mate. Thank you very much for your support, much appreciated, bro. 2 months gives you a new badge. Gives you a new badge. So just working a few little highlights in around the sort of neckline of the Ork there. We're gonna go one highlight higher than all of this on everything, and then we'll do a quick sort of job getting some gums blocked in, get the teeth obviously picked out and all that sort of stuff. Also today, exciting news, very exciting news. Yesterday, SMH Point Rival Crafts got their not their tufts, their pigments, their powders up and running. There are 62 pigments in their range. 62 pigments. That's madness. Is it me or is this just unusually bright at the moment? Please let me know if it is. I'm trying to work out if it's the monitor or if it's the camera. So. You figured out which one is LGT19. I think we can't really call it LGT19 because obviously that's like the London Grand Tournaments. Not like IP or anything, but you know, it's their brand, it's their trademark, whatever. So I think we're gonna have to call it Mohawk 19. And I can't remember which one I told Sarah that it should be. Give me one moment. Let's see. Search arrival. Oh god, too many comments on this. Including, are your pigments vegan? Really? Are your pigments vegan? I said I think it's brown iron oxide. Brown iron oxide is just there at the top. Just next to my finger. Brown iron oxide. I'm pretty sure that's the Mohawk 19 blend. So, yeah, it wasn't good. Wasn't good. Slightly more orangey than you ever want to see. But yeah, anyone asking about like, do your pigments that come in plastic pots count as vegan? Are missing the point that those plastic pots contain dinosaurs, you know? Come on, if you're gonna commit, fully commit. Pigments contain pig. I may have mentioned to somebody that they could probably just say for external use only, not for consumption. But I understand, having worked for a company that styled itself as a vegan company, that there's a lot of value people place in like all aspects of stuff that they do being vegan. I get it. I'm taking the piss. I wonder how much red paint this person's used that may or may not contain cochineal. I'd kill for a T-Rex filet mignon right now. Yeah, ethically sourced dinosaurs. That's right. That's right. We must not forget the ethical sourcing of dinosaur, because one of the least ethical industries in the world is the fucking crude oil industry, which is what all plastic is made from. I don't think I've ever had an Escudo. There's a lot of the limited stuff that I've never had, and if I'm honest, like RYJs always tasted just cedar to me, and I'm never really like bothered by them after that. Someone's working in the crude oil industry. I know, mate. I know. How'd you think I know? You're the crude part of it, right? I remember when I came back from Cuba, I bought a box of Cedros Deluxe number 3s. And they were good. At the time, they were good. I enjoyed them. I was still a novice smoker. And hadn't built a palette. And I saved a few. And as I, built my palette up, I remember going back to smoking and like, this is the most monotone thing I've ever had. Psychotic, you take care, bro. Thanks for stopping by and thanks again for that sub. Rival Sarah! May or may not have been talking about you only minutes ago. Someone gave me some very sage advice today, and said that if you ever get pissed off by a vegan, just remember that our food shits on their food. That's it. I thought that was good. I thought that was very good. But remember, guys, like I said, Rival Crafts Pigments are now finally released. Full range of 62 colours, and there is anything right now. Blues, pinks, reds. I picked up, Sarah, you'll remember, was it 28 or 29? It was like nearly 30 I picked up earlier on. It was like, well, this looks really good, and this one's going to be really useful, and this one is unusual enough that I could get it because I think I can get it to work with this, or I've got this project coming up and I'll go great on these bases, and so on and so on and so on. It's very, very easy to pick that shit up. Liang, like the Mag 48, big fan. Smoked one not long ago. Quality smoke, that. And yes, definitely the Mohawk 19, because I don't think we should call it the LGT 19. I think the was it brown oxide or whatever. Not good, folks. Not good. Speaking though of the LGT, who's coming? Who else is coming into the LGT? Dreadfear! No, that's not you. I meant it for somebody else. All of those packages got sent on Monday. So depending on exactly where you are in the world, it will be soon, TM. Petters, you're coming? Excellent, mate. Excellent. Who else wants to come out to London in September? Play some games. Drink some beers. There's definitely going to be some beer drinking. Definitely going to be some whiskey drinking. It's going to be good. Going to be good. Oh, fuck me, dude. Happy birthday. I didn't know. I don't think I've ever known when your birthday is. Was it today? What date's it? It's the last weekend of September, Des. Not Liang's birthday. That could be today. Utrecht is the place to be in September. I'm going to be there as well, bro. I'm hoping there's no quarantine, but I don't really care if I have to quarantine. In that case, for me, it's tomorrow, because it's today for you, it's tomorrow for me. Well, congratulations and happy birthday, bro. Can we get some happy birthdays in the chat for my very good friend, CR Sip? This goes at my wedding. So, absolute boss. Happy birthday. Just going to Holland as you owe me beers. Brilliant. Mate, I'm gutted that you can't make the SNGT now. So the SNGT finally got a date announced, which is subject to change. And so all of you all selling your tickets, maybe keep holding for a little longer, just in case. But the SNGT is the 16th or something of July. And I'm really looking forward to that. I love Gibraltar. Like I mentioned in the chat that I'm absolutely not fussed with applying to No Retreat again because I didn't like the fact that it was a competitive environment where if you were competitive, you kind of got made to feel like the bad guy. I got no fucking time for that at all. I'm going to win my games, I'm going to win them well. I'm not going to put up with anybody's shit. But I'll be a decent guy at the table. And if you start making objections about somebody not being particularly sportsmanlike because they're playing slow or whatever, and you kind of get made to feel like the bad guy, I'm like, nah, I don't need that shit. I'll go somewhere else. Go to Malmo or something instead. But yeah, really looking forward to the SNGT because it's definitely a tournament. It's definitely a fully competitive environment. And so, yes, let's do it. Also, Gibraltar, for anyone that's not been, it's really nice. And if you fancy a trip to Gibraltar in the middle of July, when it's going to be a scorcher, I mean, it's going to be hot AF. So, you know, pack accordingly. Then there's a few of them going on Facebook at the moment. People trying to sell their tickets that they bought back when it was going to be April last year that now can't make the new date. So give it a shot. Big smokes, big bottle of wine. Well, I'll toast you. Awesome. The brown iron oxide pigment has now just received the SKU Pigmo 19. Now you what, guys, it's an in joke. It's not going to be on the outside of the label. Product code Pigmo 19. Now you'll know which one to order. I feel honoured. I feel honoured. It's a big month for me, Sarah, you know. First magazine front cover with a miniature. That's amazing. Now we're getting things named after me. This is just some absolute next level stuff. Squeezehill and Skeptic. How you guys doing? Toonie Spruce. You can go to an event without playing games. As long as you know what you're doing enough so that you're not going to cause a negative experience for your opponent. I strongly advocate for people that are very new to the game to go to tournaments. Get an idea for what the game is really like when it's played at a higher level. Because you will learn more from losing a tournament game. Most of the time. Most of the time. Than you will of losing a game down your local. Because the caliber of player will be a little different, perhaps. Unless your local's particularly competitive. You know, if your local's a Bad Moon Cafe, then yeah, alright, you're probably already in a good place. But yeah, everyone should go to a tournament, like for definite. You'll be very surprised at the kind of players that you'll meet. You will eventually meet that guy. Same as you will at your local. So if you search your score Pigmo 19, you'll find it. I expect everyone to be a part of that A-Cold, I'm good, dude. I'm good. We've had some issues today. We've just spent over 500 quid on a couple of new computer monitors because one of mine exploded. There was a loud crack, and I assumed the fuse had gone, so I reached over the monitor to pull out the power cord, like the 3-pin plug, to change the fuse out of the plug when it had just, turned off. It was greeted with the wonderful aroma of incinerated electrical parts. So now replacing a couple of monitors. Tilts. So for us, like Cheltenham, there's myself. There's Nick Willingale. Nick's a really good player. Rarely makes mistakes, but when he does, they're clangers. And it's normally only because something hasn't quite gone his way. He's a very emotional player, but when he's just... when you don't pressure him and he can sit there and think, and he can just sort of do what he wants, he's probably going to beat you. I haven't beaten him yet. I am not necessarily annoyed by that fact, but I'm waiting for it. However, that being said, at 2 events that we have both been at, I have placed higher than him. In fact, hang on. I think at every event we've both been at, I've placed higher than him, but I'm not sure. Because he might beat me in like the 2nd round or something, but then he'll lose to somebody else in the 3rd round. And he's beaten me at a tournament. He went 4-0 at a tournament, but because he didn't read the mission pack and assumed that what you had to do was win your games, not score as many points as possible throughout your games, he took armies that would just demolish their opponent, but didn't score well. Whereas I took an army that would score really, really, really well and should give me the tools to demolish my opponents. So yes, he's very good. Then in Bristol, you've got James Grover, who's Wings, writes for Goonhammer. Liam Royal, who is Corrode, writes for Goonhammer. Danny's just moved to North Wales, but Danny Everson is WTC UK team contender. He's in the top 16. A friend of mine, Rob, who lives about 20 minutes drive from me. Again, top 16 WTC team player. So we've got some, like, is that Corridor? Yeah, it's Corridor. We've got some heavy hitters around here. But that's out of maybe, I don't know, 100, 40k players that go to events that are like local. You're looking at maybe 10 that are like we could go to an event and do well. The one thing actually I've never seen Nick do, he's never gone to a 2-day event. Basically he's got wife, kids, the whole kit and caboodle. And so just getting a day to go and do nerd shit is sometimes a big ask. Anything past that is like, yeah, you need the Virgin Mary to come down from on high and allow that to go. Rookie, how you doing, bro? Forksart, how's it going? That's why I'm single. That's the only reason, you're right. Don't you dare. Dan, it's because, mate, normally, at a certain point in the evening, when it's gone well and a man and a lady have decided they're going to take their evening's entertainment to the next level, at that point you normally get somewhere private and you undress. And as soon as you undress, your hat comes off. And the fucking glare that comes out of that is basically exactly the same as the opening of the Ark of the Covenant in Raiders. So, Ichi, how you doing? Next thing you know, it's melting faces, Nazis everywhere. That's unrelated, you know. You can be a replacement bulb in a lighthouse. No, I don't. No, I don't. I mean, he could be a replacement sun. Hey, well done. That's a good put down. We've trained you well, Dan. Right, this is Screamer Pink, I think. Just going to paint his lower lip in that. I like doing orc sort of mouths to be a lot more colourful than just the green. It's just, it adds quite a lot for a very, very minimal amount of effort, which Dan knows all about. You get rid of Ben. Brilliant. Oh dear. You coming to the LGT then, Brookie? You gonna be working? Come on, mate, gotta get you to at least one tournament. You haven't got the crutch of Disco Lords nor Season Initiative now, so we're gonna get you. He said replacements. Oh dear, Des, get out. Maximum effort for an army that won't see play. Come on, Bob! Just dropping by to say hi, mate. I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Oh shit, dude. Well, fingers crossed, mate. Right. Obviously, 40k isn't as important as your health, because you weren't going to win anyway. Take care, Commissar Bob. Alright, a little bit of teeth. Now we've got to do the teeth. Let's grab. Still need to grab. Because we're not using a wash for these. That's a Battlefield Brown. Because I just want to see if I can throw that as well. Stop it, he's already dead. Brilliant. It's closest time. We're taking Wardics for Doom. Nice. Gumballina, thank you for the host, bro. That was New Justice League. It's quite long, just 4 hours long. 4.3 aspect ratio. Then that's perfect for this monitor, which is in 4.3. There's a new Justice League? Wait, hang on. Is this the the dude, the Snyder dude, Zack Snyder? This is his cut, right? I'd really like to watch that because I am one of 4 people that actually liked Justice League, because I don't need a movie to have great plot depth to entertain me. I just need it to be entertaining. That's it. So, some flashing lights, some special effects. Not gonna lie, Gal Gadot. It's all good. Echo! How you doing, bro? SVG, I also really liked Batfleck. I think he's a great Batman. In fact, aside from Michael Keaton, I think he's the best Batman we've had. That's my opinion. It's not fact. Anyone that disagrees with me is fully entitled to their incorrect opinions. But Batfleck was great. Jay's way to enjoy a movie: reject humanity, return to Monk. What? Wonder Woman was decent. I've only seen it once because I rented it from Amazon. It was a small fortune. Like, holy shit. That's a lot to rent a movie. I remember when you could rent 3 movies for a $5 for 3 days. Like, damn. But yeah, Batman being played by Ben Affleck as the older, beaten down Batman, a la Dark Knight Returns. Yeah. Yeah, solid. Can deal with that. This guy's got loads of teeth. Notice how I've not done the grots with pink lips. I just don't think it works on them. Breathe hole! Cheers for that sub, dude. Bet you didn't rewind the tapes. Actually, I was even lazier than not rewinding the tapes. Our video player had, and this was rare at the time, had a auto rewind feature. So you just let it play to the end and it actually rewind it for you. So you'd let the movie finish and you'd turn off the TV but not turn off the VCR. There we go. Ultimate laziness. He made a Flash movie. Batfleck was supposed to be in that one too. That's the one where the Flash was meant to go back in time or something. Drunk Mystic, no. We're talking about it now. I haven't seen it. I really want to, so please no spoilers, because I did genuinely like that film. I'm old. Listen, pal. You had to go and rent stone tablets. Alright? Carrying those back from the stone tablet rental store must have been a hell of a struggle. Just glad you survived. You have Betamax. I don't think I ever saw a Betamax tape outside of a movie. However, we did have a computer that had a floppy disk drive that was 8.5 or 8 1/4. So you had like the 5.5, and you had the 5 1/4 and 3.5 inch floppy disks. But there was one before that was an 8-inch disc. Oh man, Acold, just get rid of them. Just hit Sky, so be white. So you can rent it from Sky, or oh wait, no shit, you'll need like a Sky subscription, won't you? Yeah, we don't have that. But yeah, really want to watch that. Looking very much forward to it. 4 hours though. That's damn. That's a lot of movie. Because the old one was like maybe 2.5 at the absolute most, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't even close to that, if I'm honest. But you can watch it on Now TV. That's a subscription thing, right? What I mean is I don't need to have a service like Sky and then Night TV is free? Okay. Wamposaurus! Dude! Continue the gift sub they got from Noah Matthew. Thank you very much, mate. What's good? Painted base, ready for a beginner to achieve to go to most tournaments. Dismayer, essentially get all of your base coats down. So I take what you mean is, like, what's the minimum standard that I'd need to be able to go to a tournament and not have people take the mick of my army or just sort of frown upon it or whatever. And essentially it is get all of your base coats done. Ideally give it some recess shading with a wash. And sort of move on from there. In stages, but just to get it to a tournament. If somebody had a Space Marine army in front of me, say, and all the armor was red, all the shoulder pad trim was black, the chest eagle was black, their gun was black and silver, God, I don't know, their chainsword was black and silver, they had a flesh-coloured face with a wash on it, they had a base that had at least some texture and a tuft on it. That'd be cool. Yep. You're good. At that point, you're absolutely fine. I've seen far worse than that go to events. And so that is above the minimum. But if you do end up with an army like that, what I'd really like you to do, and this is basically what I did with my knights. My knights started out with a little bit more care than just that. But then I'd play in an event, and then for the next event, it'd be like, right, so between now and then, I want to do this many things to the army, and I'd just add on a few extra bits of detail. So whether it was like adding some decals, adding the OSL and the battle damage and stuff like that, it all came in stages. It all happened over a length of time. So that's the minimum. Still redacted. Take care, man. Enjoy the movie. I really hope you do. Aww. Boo. Well, to be fair, there's not a lot left to do on you and you're getting stuck on, so we'll just pop you to one side. Man down. And Des, yes. Well, I was going to say you're not golden, you're grey, but yours worked. Right, let's get some white ink. Right. Today has been a day, and the delivery I got this morning of the cards I've been trying to get for the game that me and my other half play finally rocked up, but now they're just in the way. We play a game called Arkham Horror. It's a fun living card game, so you buy like packs that have always got exactly the same cards in to allow you to have a story that takes place. It's like a cooperative game, PvE style. It's good fun. We really like it. But because of lockdown, everyone's gone mad and bought all the cards, and so it's taken ages for these to come back in stock and be produced by the manufacturer and so on. So, super excited. Want to get to play that. Meteos, hey, how you doing, bro? Spent too much time on Doom Eternal. My housemate loves those games. I preferred the old Doom, if I'm honest. Like the very much back in the day Doom. But it is fun. I haven't played Doom Eternal, but I've played the one from before it. And it's good. The Dismay, if you... I'm pretty sure this was on Patreon. In the Blood Angels Part 2 video on Patreon, we did a checkerboard pattern. I showed everyone how to do that. It's quite simple. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's one of those things that you can just sort of bash out quite easily once you've got like the hang of it and you've established a pattern for getting your brushstrokes working for it. And there are ways of doing it well, and there are ways of doing it quickly. And in the video, I show you the way of doing it well, but it's a small area, so it's still kind of quick. Right, let's do these little bits of red. So we've got some lenses, sunglasses, and this helmet icon. So we've got some red on my palette. Chuck some brown in it to darken it a touch. And then build that up with some red and some yellow that I've got out. Then you look sick. Well, cheers, dude. It's all been kind of quick, to be honest, for this. Like, that blending looks sick. I love painting yellow, though. I had a friend watch this video, and he said he turned it off halfway through because he was disgusted. And I'm like, what do you mean you were disgusted? What did I do? I can't have said anything really bad. I'd have heard about it by now. No, it's because at one point the Mini wasn't yellow, and then you did something with your airbrush, and it just magic happened, and it became yellow. And fuck me, Rocky, dude, what is this? Let's get some absolute love in the stream, please, for this quality individual, Rocky Balboa. Damn, man. Thank you very, very much, Rocky. You fucking lunatic. We've got subs going out to Nil Desperandum 1, Sergeant Rolf, the Buffalo Rider, Sehonai Bitank, Hellstrom Guy, Jegweb, Butters and Jams, love that name, Spirit Lord, AD Lewis 2505, Theria, Ryan Holton 40k, aka Egregia, Madel 1609, The Dismayer, Avian Thulium, Valhalla Painting, which is the last one I got there, Zaman 86, Crownblade, Ryan Big Head, Arnold So, Monstrous Makings, Spindle Shanks 88, Koopa Trooper, Schwarm, and my name Borat. Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you very much, dude. All you guys will get your meeps between now and when you need them. He said anything F about quality, enjoy some US taxpayer money. That'll do it. That'll do it. And still, no hype train. I'm not sure what's happened to Twitch's hype trains, whether they've come off the rails or not. But 25 gift subs go through and no hype train? It's a strange one. It's a strange one. Rocky, how are you, bro? Hope things are going well for you, my friend. Have you managed to do any painting recently? I'm pretty sure I know the answer to that, but I'm asking out of reckless optimism, we'll say. Got to be red sunglasses. I think it's volume of single transaction, not the size of each transaction. Yeah, I thought that as well. But I don't know. You know, those tracks, not the hype track. Mate, not me. Not me. You swell? Good, dude. You should probably get a cream for that. I say, fuck's sake. When we were in Bali, there's quite a lot of massage parlors in Bali. The minority of them you'll just get a massage at. And I was out there to get married, and so I was very much in the mindset of I'll go for a massage and I'll take my wife or like fiance, wife to be, whatever you want to call it. And we'll have a massage and so on. Liang's ducking out at this point because he knows where this story's going. But again, mate, happy birthday. Take care, brother. So I was thinking, right, we'll go and have an actual massage, and it was great. Fucking hell, it was fantastic. Everywhere I've ever been in the UK for a massage, I've sort of arrived at the place, and you get seen by someone that's usually very attractive. Monstrous Makings. No, that was the wrong one. That's the sub from Rocky. Comradeson, hello. That was where I was meant to go. And Jade, thank you very much. 7 months, that's awesome. That's awesome. But welcome. Brilliant. So yeah, normally you get seen to at the front desk by this very attractive young lass, and you're like, damn, I'm looking forward to this massage. And then what I can only describe as a Russian shot putter walks out from behind a curtain like, you lie. It's not what I signed up for. But went to this massage parlour, and for the first time ever, I got the attractive masseuse. In fact, 2 of them. Myself and my wife went. I had a 4-hand massage, which was just the most relaxing thing ever. 2 masseuses. That sounds like the wrong way to pluralize that word. Give you a nice massage. Just great. Just great. I paid for my wife to have a like a full like spa treatment kind of thing. So lots of various like scrubs and scented things and so on. Like no, no, none at all. So I finished having my massage, and I just sat there drinking ginger tea. This ginger tea was fucking banging. So nice, having a good smoke. Flick's getting her massage done. Now, some of the other lads have gone to a massage parlour that they know is not like the one we've gone to. A reputable one. They've gone to somewhere to get a massage. This place, to be fair, has the best name for a dodgy massage parlour ever. It's called Swell. And their little tagline is, if it swells, we'll rub it. Like, that's such a great name for a totally dodgy massage parlour. Oh, wow. Wow. When they told me that, I wanted to see it just in case they were taking like the mick, and it definitely like existed, you know. Oh, what a phenomenal sense of humour the person that opened that has got. I mean, technically speaking, that would be accurate as well, I guess. You look at them little goggles that he's got, super cute. Like the hairstyle at my place, I decided to call its in and out salon the Blow and Go. Nice, very classy. It's Colwich place around mine in Gateshead that the tagline, the best hand job in town. Clever. And this guy a red hand on his little orcish tag hewer. Fuck it, let's do a red face ring as well. You know why his watch is never right though, other than the fact it's only got one hand. Jason, how you doing? Anyone? It's red and it goes faster. Yeah. I knew I could rely on you for that one. You good? Awesome, dude. Thank you for that host. Really appreciate it. Hosts, everyone that's been hosting the stream recently, like, much love to all of you. It really, really helps out. Like, just getting a little extra visibility. So, huge, huge, huge thank you to all of you. Maybe they genuinely opened it to treat sports injuries and swellings. Maybe originally, you know. What happened with the toilet? Oh, mate, we all got fucking barley belly. Like, that thing saw some shit. But the room that we stayed in at the villa was really nice. Like, you guys definitely gave me the presidential suite, shall we say. I don't remember doing anything weird with the toilet. I remember the B-Day being particularly aggressive. But also, because of the barley belly, it was just easier to sort of hose everything down. Right, need some dark tone, need some strong tone. I'm going to wash the metals on these boys. I'm going to get some highlights done on the metals on this lot. And then hopefully we can... when we were checking out, I had to explain to the lady. Chairs were broken? Which chairs? And how much of it was some of our party were American? It was the reason for the... They were broken? Right. Got ya. Just need some gunmetal. And I found out yesterday that in a pinch, if you desperately need a pot of gunmetal grey, or sorry, gunmetal metallic paint, Amazon Prime. I did not know this. Also, I didn't know that either. Oh wow. Shit. Did we end up having to pay for like damages? Because if I owe you some money, let me know. Oh shit. You should just point at a fucking cave on the way out and like. Boys, is that an American store? Because we don't have that here. If that's the case. Wow. No, I remember, like, we all got tipsy, and there are a few people who got, like, drunk. Like, Will liked to drink. And there was an occasion where Josh, Will, Cave, and Sarah just spent the day at the villa, like, draining Bintang. Bintang, for anyone who doesn't know, is the... We do have boys. Oh, okay, cool. I've never heard of it. One of my local hobby shops sells Vallejo. Shit, do they? No, they don't. They stopped selling Vallejo. They sell MiG instead now. I can normally just get it off of Element, but they're having a stock issue at the moment, which is a shame. Bintang. So the Bintang wasn't cheap. It might be cheap beer from where you are. But the Bintang, a box of 24 Bintang was 540,000 rupiah. So that is I think it was 17,000 rupiah to the pound. So somebody do me some maths on that one. My head is dead today. Yeah, we were drinking lemon bintang and topping it up with vodka to give it a bit of a kick, because the lemon bintang is like 2.5%. Stu, no way. Damn. Damn, what a guy. What a guy. God, that's madness. Can you imagine? But if I get one, it's going in the giveaway at some point, right? There's some from Element along with the Dark Earth, but neither turned up. It's a shame. It's all good, dude. It's on an order that qualifies for free postage, so, you know. Oh, wait, you mean the Katachan kernels? Fuck yeah. Like I said, though, if we get one, that is definitely a stream giveaway prize. I just want to paint it. And it's definitely Dylan. I don't care what anyone says. It's Dylan. Fuck this guy from Gears of War. He's still a son of a bitch. So my local meta want to catch on kernel, try to set her £100 the next day. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, mate. Danny, you're just wrong. Listen, I don't expect you to know, because, you know, you're like 7 or something. It's a poem from Aliens. It's not a poem from Aliens. It's definitely not. I mean, that I can see where you're coming from there, but it's just not. Sorry, Steve. He's trying to bock beer. His same match video for 24 case of bin time. Fucking hell. To be honest, dude, I've got a bottle of beer there that's easily the equivalent to 2/3 of that case of Bintang. So, there's I'm pretty sure it's Dylan, D-I-L-L-O-N. Is it not? Isn't it? Let's use some of whatever gold we call what's still a gold. That's a gold. Yeah, it's not some scrub from a video game. It's definitely Dylan. But how that isn't Carl Weathers, it's just beyond me. I know, we appear to have angered the infant. They have to talk in all capitals now. He's going to tell me how, like, nails this video game guy is now. Absolutely, dude. Yeah, big time. Catcher used to be called Jungle Fighters. Yes. In fact, they are the Katachan Jungle Fighters. That's their whole thing. That's their shtick. Right, need a strong tone wash on all of them types we just put down there. Let's get to it. Arnold, thank you for the follow, man. And you got a gift sub earlier on from Rocky Balboa, so you know, shoot the thanks. Target number 4. 12 months, bro. It's the year anniversary. What a year it's been indeed, dude. Thank you very, very much for your continued support. I really appreciate it. Let's get some love in the stream for Titan number 4, celebrating his stream birthday today. What a boss. What an absolute boss. Alright. Nearly on to metal highlights. Was there any metal? It's got, yeah, belt buckle. We've all got. And this little cable. And then we can start doing some of the OSL. So to keep the metal highlights really kind of quick. Very, very light. Don't want to spend any longer than, say, 30 minutes doing the metallic stuff. So we've got quite a, because of the way that we've painted it, and because of the metallic paints that we used on the car, we used that chrome. We've got some really, really good, just like volumetric highlights all over it. I don't know, Leo. Didn't you? No, you resubbed the other day. You said, like, even though my sub anniversary isn't like for 2 days or whatever, I'm doing it now. I'm sure you did it the other day. Oh, it'll be Pacific time as well, right? Like US time. Actually, before we do the metals, we've got a little bit of red to do on here. We should get that out of the way. Take care, bro. Happy birthday again. So I'm gonna do. Let's do the warheads red, and then we'll do the flame in red as well. Nice little splash of color on these. So I blatantly have not mixed up enough of that paint. Just look at my catch-up fighters in GW and the Sergeant, Sly. Des, 18 months, a year and a half. Bro! Thank you, dude. Thank you. Oh, Gumbalina. Unlucky. Unlucky. But if it helps, mate, the real loser was all of them because they've got to play another game on TTS. It's not my favourite thing. It's not. Feels like a lot longer. Yeah. I'll bet. Wait, for me or for you? You've loved it. Right, how much of this inside do I really need to highlight? Got to paint the flux capacitor blue. That's the only thing I'm really worried about there. And that'll have a little bit of a glow on it because it's an actual effing flux capacitor. So how can we not make it a proper feature? We joked so much about this being the Back to the Future car, despite it not being a DeLorean at all. And they've modelled the flux capacitor on it. We've just got to. Just got to. An instant lift filth too. Nice. What do you say, dude? I'll take any tournament action I can get my hands on right now, if I'm honest. Though I'll never play on TTS. It's been upgraded to a gyroscopic whirligig. It might be. It might be. How you doing, James? Here you go. You mentioned a tournament, and this man turns up. Right, give it a quick blast of hairdryer. Actually, let's do this bit first. I'm going to try and do like a flame gradient or fade on this. I don't think it would look right. So just going to aggressively highlight the edges and get them popping a little bit. Use another coat. That's the actual Orc custom. Oh my god, really? Amazing. Morty Double Disco Lord 3x5 CSM with swords, as Red Corsairs, Playcaster, 3 Contender Dreads with 2 twin Volkite. Ooh, okay. Okay. Time Man with Tollkeeper Relic and 2 Blight Wolves. What's the Tollkeeper Relic? Is that the one we get the CP back up? No. This is an innate thing. So you get to try in both turns? Oh, okay. Nice. Kind of cute. I like it. Your Volkite, strength... The only one I know the stats of is the Knight one. Strength 6. Cool. Yeah, Mortals on 6s to wound. They're nice. I quite like them. I like it on a Knight Styrics. I really do like it on a Knight Styrics. But we're waiting for the Book of Rust to hopefully have some updated weapon profiles before we just spunk a load of money on Forge World stuff. In fact, I really need to be waiting for like being paid for... Probably need to get all of these Custo Dreads I'm doing now done, and then maybe buy some Forge World Knights for my own stuff. I have no idea when my Codex is out. I imagine that, like most codexes, it will very much be a case of here's a load of stuff from Games Workshop and not from Forge World that you're going to want to buy. Think about all the 9th edition codexes that used to use a lot of Forge World stuff. Space Marines, you know, Relic Contemptors, Leviathans. Even before 9th edition, both of those 2 units were very, very prevalent on the table. And now you don't see them in a normal Marine army. In a Nurgle army or a Chaos army, you probably still will, because they outclass the Hellbrute and so on. I mean, good combat potential. You've definitely got it with Disco Lords, you know. Mate, Orc buggies are kind of where it's at. I've been painting this now. We're at the end of week 2 of painting this, so I think I set a trend. Really, is what you're trying to say there, and you know, that's cool, man. But let's not blow it out of proportion. Alright, let's get some red, and we'll do the highlights on the flame first. Then I can thin this and glaze it onto some of those warheads towards the front. In fact, thinking about it, what we need to do is do all of this symbol first. And then we can do the warhead bits, so we get all the edge highlighted on anything that wouldn't need a glaze to do it. Such as like these elements as well. Yeah, I quite like the the Orc Death Race lists. Good old Carmageddon. It's probably the only way I'd do Orcs. I'm really, really not interested in playing the Green Tide army at all. The models don't inspire me in the slightest bit. The army playstyle, meh. Not wanting to sit there and do the always be charging kind of style. Oh, it's Saturday and Drukhari reviews. Yeah, Drukhari do look cool. I think you're most likely to see at the start a load of Venoms in lists, and that'll kind of be what people build around for a bit. Especially if they retain their built-in minus to hit. Because whilst it's only a -1 to hit, and it's capped at that, and so it's not as powerful as it was, there's still a lot of armies that don't have complete rerolls and so on. I really like the change to poison, where it's got a strength value. So against stuff that's a lower toughness than your strength, which isn't a lot, then at least you're not getting completely like nerfed on that. I quite like the poison tongue rules, the Serpent's Kiss or whatever it was called. I like that. I think that's strong without being like really, really strong. So, start off. What's your dream and nightmare opponent at the tournament? My dream opponent would probably be like 40k doubles, I think, where my partner hasn't turned up, and the opposing team is Scarlett Johansson and Amber Heard. I think that's probably my dream opponent, and I feel I'd equip myself reasonably well for about 2.5 minutes. So, nightmare opponent would be having the doubles partner from hell, where you're having to sort of wrangle your doubles partner. That's the worst opponent, is the one that's on your team. Nightmare opponent for me is the, like, well, actually, yeah, that guy. This was the. So I wear these for editing. My ex bought me these many years ago when I used to play League competitively. It'd be, well, actually, that person is my least favorite kind of opponent. Anyone that says, well, I think you'll find, is probably going to find my foot up their ass. Would you survive to the 3rd round against his opponents, though, Jay? Like, I'd find a way. I'd dig deep. Custom Stomper is a thing. I can't back that, because I think my knights are overcosted, and they're way fucking better than that thing. So I wouldn't say that you're wrong, because you know your shit. But I can't see it, bro. You have to believe. Yes, so do they. Right? Right, little flame burst. Nothing crazy. It certainly doesn't look anything like as yellow as the rest of this, but that's obviously not the point we're going for. Let's just hit a couple of quick highlights on these fins, and then we can do some glazes going up for the tip of the warhead. I think it's playable, not good. I think, I mean, I don't think there's really any anything that isn't like playable. I'm assuming your definition of playable is you do like a 4-1 weekend, or do you mean like a 3-2 weekend? What's playable to you? Flying Knight, that would be a sight. Yes, Scrub Lord Redeemed, tell a story, dude. A great Scrub Lord. What would you like a story about? If it's playable, is you are actively handicapping yourself by taking it. Okay. I think anyone that takes a Stomper to a tournament is probably already. And we're moving on. So, Scrub Lord, give us a topic. Save me from saying something extremely bad on the internet. By probably saying something extremely bad on the internet. Hang on a minute. A while ago you mentioned you had an orc story. Oh god, talking about extremely... I have told this one on stream before, so a few of you will have heard this. The sort of stereotypical orc player is the guy that will like scream "wah," or more commonly at least, sort of stand there in his corner and go "wah." One of the guys that me and Ben used to play against, another guy called Ben, had a Space Wolves army, and anytime he made a charge, he'd give a Space Wolf howl. Now, really, if you're gonna howl, you like proper like throw back your head and like, you know, whatever. Except his reminded me of Nixon's floating head from Futurama, because his Space Wolf howl, he'd go, "Aroo!" What? But the stereotypical orc player is the guy that screams "wah" when they charge. Back in the old days where you could call a wah, for instance, you'd actually be like once per game ability where you'd do a wah. The other part of the stereotype of the like stereotypical orc player is that they have more stuff in their army converted out of things that you would find in like Poundland's toy section than you have real models. And sometimes they are works of pure, unadulterated genius. And sometimes they are... What is that? Wow, Mr. Bond. Yes. And James, I think you've definitely got it the correct way. Can you imagine back when British played Orks, him declaring a wah? Right. I'm going to call a wah. That'll be it. You've seen some awful mech guns throughout your short comp time. Have any of them been made out of crystals? Because I know that culprit, and they're shit. I remember a fun space comp game I used to play in uni as the rules you had to make pew pew noise when you fire weapons or it didn't count. Yes. That's absolutely the rules to anything. If you want your weapons to do extra damage, you have to make pew pew noises. This is the law. But yeah, orc players, like I said, sometimes it's the wah, sometimes it's the the other, and sometimes it's both. This particular guy, you know, it's a bad story when you preface it with, he's a lovely dude. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. This particular guy has a stammer, and every now and again it just happens. But it is particularly bad on both S's and D's, which I think is quite common. But he plays Orks, and he is very much the latter. He doesn't scream wah. He's in his, I'll say, late 40s, and is not shy, but is very sort of mild-mannered and so on. Looks like he wouldn't say shit if he had a mouthful of it, and in his case it might take a while. But good guy. Really good guy. Now, when 8th edition dropped, we ran a random doubles at my local. And you needed to turn up with 750 points worth of stuff in one detachment. It had to be a legal detachment. And we would pair you with somebody random on the day by literally names out of hats. We had like a top hat, which I don't think I've still got. I think I threw it away. Had a top hat that we put everyone's name in, pulled out the names, and bam, that was it. You're partnered with so-and-so. And I got partnered with this guy who played Space Wolves, who had no idea what he was doing, had the majority of the models from the Dark Vengeance set, but painted in grey. And when I say painted in grey, I mean I don't mean painted them as Space Wolves. I mean they were made grey. That was it. Halford's grey, done. With Toad, the person who did it was yelled Toad, and the whole team of champs Toad. Brilliant. No tilts, but just be very careful with it because you're going to obscure a lot of detail. Still thin it, but you thin it with thinner, not flow improver. So I get paired with a Space Wolf guy, Ben, who is very hungover, and is trying to enjoy his post night of drinking ritual breakfast of all things that you could eat for breakfast. But I think it's a good hangover cure. He was eating like one of those takeaway cartons full of raclette, and raclette is like fried potatoes and melted cheese and onions and bacon and all of these wonderful, wonderful things. Ben was trying to enjoy this, and his doubles partner for the day was assembling his orcs on the table. One of which was a mighty T-Rex looking thing that had guns attached to it somehow. Basically salt and stodge, yes. Type number 4, where like my local is, we have a farmer's market on a Saturday morning, which has been voted the best farmer's market in the UK several times. It is really, really good. So yes, we have a raclette person that goes there and makes up some banging food, if I'm honest. Like, I've never like ordered it for myself because I can't eat that much. But I've tried it that other people have ordered, and it is good. It is good. So this guy's got this T-Rex creature with guns all over it, and it's explaining how this is a Morkanaut or a Gorkanaut or whatever it is, and how like, oh, this gun does this much damage, and Ben's like, fucking hell, this is good. This is all right. And this is the start of Ben's shit day, where he said, alright, cool, what else is in your list? And he went, oh, that's not in my list. Okay, you just spent ages talking about your fucking T-Rex that we're not going to be using today. I've got very limited willpower and very little brain power right now because hangover, and you're exhausting a precious resource on bullshit. But he's getting through. Mate, he's brought all manner of shit. He must have easily brought like 4,000 points with him to a 750 point tournament because he's brought everything. But it was explained to Ben all about his amazing orcs and the T-Rex of death, Morkanaut, Gorkanaut, T-Rexanaut that he's got. So it gets worse. It gets worse. He and Ben go into their first game. Ben's got Death Guard. That's all Ben has played, basically, is Chaos. And usually Nurgle Chaos. And Ben's got his Chaos, and this guy's got his Orcs. And Ben said when he's deploying, are you sure that's the best place to put your grot guns? It's like, yeah, definitely. I don't want to get shot first turn. You're like, okay. James, that would be a good one. That would be a good one. So he puts these grot guns on the table behind the building, and then when they get first turn, he goes, oh, I can't see anything with my grot guns. So he advances the grot guns because these aren't like mech guns, which are actually good. These are grot guns, which aren't, right? So they go flying forwards up the table. They can't shoot because they've advanced. And when he goes to the shooting phase, Ben was like, can you shoot? Can you advance and shoot? You're like, no. Oh. Oh, no. So Ben is not having fun in the terms that his doubles partner isn't really thinking things through very much and isn't being particularly like forthcoming with the correct information, but is being extremely forthcoming with a load of shit you don't need to know. But like I said at the start, he has a very bad stammer that is particularly bad on S and D letters. The letters S and D. But he's also obviously quite used to this. He's suffered for it with it all his life, one would assume. Just going to grab some steel. Yeah, that'd be a good one. And very doggedly, we'll get to the end of whatever sentence he is about to say. Now, there are some orc clans that have various buffs at certain points in the game, and there's one of them that allows you to re-roll a hit, a wound, and I think a save as well. All right, or hit, wound, damage is they get 3 things because they're super lucky, and that is the D, Death Skulls, with 2 S's. In a minute, I'm going to do an impression, and I'm going to hell. Every single time he fired something, we could do a reroll. He would say the entirety of the sentence. I have Death Skulls, so I can re-roll one of my hit rolls, or so I can re-roll one of my wound rolls, or so I can re-roll one of my damage rolls. Whatever he did, I am a continuing source of inspiration. Very, very much so. Very much so. Right. I can't do it. I can't do it. I really want to, but I can't do it. It might take him a good 5 seconds or so to say, I've got Death Scrolls reroll. And, Mikey, fuck right off. Oh no. I'm gonna do it off camera. Because I don't need this being fucking remixed into shit. I've got a Death Skulls I don't know who did that. It wasn't me. I wasn't here. You all saw I wasn't here. But it was. Ooh. And it was that, but for the rest of the sentence, I can't do it. I can't. And it was like the Crazy Frog motorbike starting thing. Oh wow. And Ben, who had a raging hangover, dealt with that for the entire day. That's rough. My mic was playing up. Indeed. We have had gratuitous PC problems today. Exploding monitors. That was the Ork buggy starting its engines. Yeah, totally. Yeah, poor sod. Anyway, that was at the start of 8th edition, and about 2/3 of the way through 8th edition, we're playing at another place locally, Incom in Cheltenham, and this guy is there. So I say hello. He says hello back, and he's still playing Death Skulls. Fair play to the guy. You know, he likes his army. Yeah, that's bright enough. Fires of Hell. Yeah. No. He said hello. There's no D's or S's in hello. Though if he has seen this stream, next time it might be hello, you dickhead. Which I feel I deserve. Anyway. Rumour has it that doubles game is still going on. God. Right, we need a brighter colour than silver. Steel. We'll go up to silver. I'm trying to freehand. Stop making me cry. No. Because it gets worse. Why does it get worse? Why does it get worse? So this guy's there. And we get to the final game. I'm playing on table 1. Ben, I think, is playing on table 3, which is directly behind me, and table 2 is off to my left. Where another friend of mine, Sam, is playing. Sam's a really good player. He's one of the last 2 local events that I've held. He played Custodes at one and Harlequins at another. He's really solid. He knows his stuff. And good player. Good player. Anyway, Ben, like I said, is at table 3, which is just behind me, and I'm facing away from Ben, so I don't know how his game's going. Oh. all, all of a sudden, all I hear is I've got a and Ben's playing him again. Ben was winning that game until he had enough, essentially, of that, and was daring to go to make charges. Frozen! How you doing, brother? You come to save the stream from my gratuitous political incorrectness. I am very definitely, very definitely going to hell. We've established this a long time ago, but now there is absolutely no doubt. How are you, dude? How is your stream? How's things? You're doing your Marinathon this weekend, right? The Dark Pharaons. Okay, weird. Yeah, I wish I could tune in for it, but I'm not going to be about. I'm doing my own very long stream next weekend. We're going to finish off the Necrons that we started on in the Chronothon 2. Got a lot of work left to do to them, but it's all brushed highlights and a little bit of airbrush work, essentially. So, should be able to get done in 2 12-hour streams. So, Void Dragon and Junith tonight. Nice, dude. Nice. Tankathon. Quality. What spurred this on, anyway, Chris? Because, like, I was trying to get you and Loza to do a long stream during one of mine. I can't remember what it was, because we've done a few here, you see, and we've done a few since that challenge was laid down as well. So, not gonna hell, you just gained a spontaneous death while talking about oh. It's a really weird way of writing that. So yes, there's my story about orcs that might get me banned from Twitch. It was a deal for the tank commission. Nice. Nice. I've got a commission for you then, Chris. Could you build and paint 3 Doomsday Arcs for me? Can you imagine doing that in fucking 24 hours? Rutang! How you doing, brother? It's going well. Well, today has gone like a shit show, to be honest, mate. One of my monitors had a loud crack earlier on. I'm a disgrace. You're right, I am. I won't pay 3 Doomsides for you, they're same, right? No. And Drunk Mystic, no. But the story was redeemed, and that was the story, and like I've done nothing but be honest with you guys ever since the stream started. Almost 2 years ago now. So gotta keep that going. We'll always be honest, even to my own detriment. We've all heard the LGT19 story. I'm gonna watch that clip. I might end up deleting that clip, just so you're aware. But yes, we will. It will definitely be going to hell. Love using airbrush to prime. Oh, mate, wait till you start doing it for like real things. You know, not the priming isn't a real job for an airbrush, but wait till you start getting more than base coats done, and you know, in the realms of painting yellow like this and white so easily, and so on. Oh, Timmy Sprues, he should even tell us a story as well. What would you like a story about, Timmy? Oh, God. It can't be any worse than the last one. But yeah, I had a loud crack from one of my monitors, and when I leant over the monitor to pull out the plug. Oh, my first tournament game's a good one, actually. It is a good one. And the smell of like burnt, incinerated electrical equipment met my nostrils. So we've bought a couple of 4K monitors today. So we're upgrading the studio a little bit more. It was always intended to go up to 4K. I just never had. And they'll be here tomorrow. So I spent most of today editing on this, which is a old 21-inch monitor that goes up to like 1440 by 960, I want to say. I can't remember. And it's really weird. It's taken a lot of getting used to for tonight's stream, just to read the chat, let alone like try and work out the visuals on it. But it's all good. It's all good. Right, my first tournament game. So the first tournament I ever went to was actually Into the Hellstorm. I'd been, I won't count like some of the local ones that I'd done, which were like, we're all going to play some games for a day and we'll have like a round robin or something. Because there was no prizes or anything. It was like bragging rights. So I won't really count that as a tournament. But my first tournament game, I was really looking forward to. I was playing Marines at the time. I was playing Raven Guard. And my opponent was a relatively famous Imperial Guard player. Very, very well known for playing Imperial Guard. And also quite well known for having the best list ever. Can anybody work out who I'm talking about? I've never done that, Cake Fisk, but I have unfortunately done that to someone that had a lisp. And just like, with the S's. Did he pass a high military rank? He was indeed a colonel. He was indeed a colonel. It was the Colonel from Tabletop Tactics. And Jamie's a really, really, really cool guy. Like, very chill. Mostly. There was a little bit of Teddy thrown out the pram, actually, which was bizarre, but alright. I was playing, like I said, I was playing my Marines. It was a Raven Guard army. This was way before the days of, like, Codex supplements and shit like that. This was just Codex Space Marines 8th edition. I had a unit of aggressors, which were amazing. And they were like, right, this one's going to shoot that guard squad, this one's going to shoot that guard squad, and so on for a unit of 5 of them. They're just like, ka-chak. Dead guardsmen. I had 2 units of 10 Hellblasters, because I loved Hellblasters. Had a Smash Captain with Thunderhammer Storm Shield, had a Librarian with a jetpack, so I could do Null Zone and stuff easily. Had some Intercessors and a Lieutenant. I'm pretty sure that was it. Oh, we had the banner. We had the banner as well. So the whole point of the army was start the game, you have all done your like movement, and you start off 9 inches away from the enemy, because it was still that at the time, I think. I don't think it had been changed at that point. So your aggressors are well within range. Your Hellblasters are all within double tap range, and it was a solid list. It wasn't a tournament winning list by any stretch of the imagination. It was very much a sort of my first Space Marines list. But I just wanted to go and have fun, and that was the entire point. Like, I knew of Mikey through Hellstorm on the internet. And a friend of mine, Marley, who no longer plays 40k, but has been to 2 tournaments, the Hellstorm ones in particular. Always carries a spare 30 quid with him. He sort of found out about Hellstorm and introduced me to the show, and I found out they were doing a tournament. It's like, let's go, let's just do it. Why not? It'll be fun. And so he went. Jamie's list, he had a Baneblade, or some version of a Baneblade at least. I don't think it was the Baneblade, it was one of them. Sort of that chassis. Don't remember which one though. A couple of tanks and a fuckload of infantry. Loads of heavy weapons teams. And so it was a list that definitely had threats against me. Definitely had threats against me. So I'm pretty sure I got to go first. His tank, he'd hidden it behind a building because he didn't want it to just die to Hellblasters in turn 1, which is totally what I'd have done if I could. We do the pretty obvious play with the aggressors, where we start wiping out units of guard left, right, and center. We've kind of bubbled up around the middle. I don't know if we were playing Eternal Wall or Maelstrom or both. In fact, I'm pretty sure Mikey's first pack was pretty close to the SN pack for No Retreat. Like, pretty close to. And so I think it was a mixture of both missions. You had like the Maelstrom objective cards to do, plus you had the Eternal War missions just sort of going on in the background for your primary. So there was lots to do, lots try and get to objectives. Oh, I had 3 units of scouts as well. That was it. I had 3 units of scouts in my army. Had a double battalion. And I remember I cast Might of Heroes from my librarian onto one of my aggressors. Because that was the only viable target, and I just cast it, and I'm like, well, we'll do that. And he's getting combat, I do extra punches, I'm toughness 6, I'm strength like 10 at that point, so I can really threaten his tanks. And he got to Jamie's shooting phase, and he said, what happens if I shoot your aggressors with the toughness? And I hadn't thought about that. I said, I don't know. He said, should we get a judge? And I'm like, I'll defer to you, mate, because this is my first tournament. I don't really know what I'm doing. He's like, yeah, we'll get a judge then. So, Toby from Hellstorm comes over. He's like, everything all right? He's like, yeah, what do we do in this situation? And Toby went, oh, I don't know. I guess because you're shooting and he gets to allocate the wounds, then he chooses which one your shots are directed at. I'm like, this seems good. This seems very good. So he fired about 8 guard squads. Some of them were very depleted after the aggressors had a play. But he fired quite a lot of guardsmen. I will do those buttons, blue or green and red and stuff, into the aggressors. And each guard unit had a melter gun in it, and a las guns and a las pistol and so on. So every single time a las gun shot, he was wounding on 6s because he was going into an aggressor in cover, so I had a 2-up armor save. And he was tough for 6. And every single time he fired a melter gun, he was going into an aggressor that wasn't tough for 6. Because if he died, great. I thought it's like absolute beat stick to last off against everything else. Now, unfortunately, we found out after the event at dinner with Mikey and the Hellstorm lads that was the wrong call. It was actually FAQ'd. So that if you've got mixed toughness because of Might of Heroes, then you wound on the least value, not the most. So I felt a bit bad about it, and it wasn't intentional. Obviously, neither of us knew what to do. We asked the TO, and the TO didn't think about the fact that it might have been FAQ'd, and that was a learning experience for everyone involved at the table at that point. tilts. I'll get to that in a sec. I ended up winning the game. Jamie tried to do a big charge with his like Baneblade variant. I still can't remember which one it was. Into my Hellblasters, and the point of there was to sort of tie them up. But they were in a building, and this had come in from the side, and it could not make the charge. Basically, any way he sort of moved it, he couldn't get within an inch because the corner of the building would just like hit the sort of the tank's got this kind of like weird inset. The two tracks are here, and this is like the main body, and the corner of the building would hit there, and he couldn't get either of the tracks within an inch. So he ended up with this like unfortunate issue where he just got stuck there in the open. The Hellblasters all just annihilated it. As you'd expect them to do. That was their entire point. So it was a fun game. I got to play my first like celebrity in 40k. Obviously, somebody was on the Tabletop Tactics battle reports and stuff that I'd been watching. I was a fan. Got the win. It was good. I then went on to play against a guy who was playing Tau, and I can't remember his name. Some of the tournament players here might know. I want to say his name's Jordan. Very short. Looks like the Milky Bar Kid's smaller brother. I think his name was Jordan. He played Tau, and it was the most obnoxious fucking thing. We were on a table. You had the King of the Hill one, capture the flag, whatever it was. It is Jordan. Yeah, I think it was capture the flag. It was mission 6. I remember mission 6 always being the shit mission, basically. Yes. Yeah, that exactly sums it up. Nice enough guy. But the list was... Oh, it was multiple hammerheads with long strike as well. On a table that was Planet Bowling Ball. The Relic. The Relic, that was it. It was the Relic. Where that was the mission. There was no terrain in the middle. And so because you had to move onto the Relic, and then you picked up at the end of your turn, you couldn't get anywhere away. So I just got shot to pieces. I hid for as long as I could and then tried to get a mad dash out for the Relic. And my biggest takeaway from that game was him sitting there going, "Why aren't you charging me?" Right. Because I know your army works, and by the time I've got a unit out in the open that survived long enough to get to your army, and then I've made the charge, your entire army overwatches against me. You're like, oh. Well, I thought I was going to get you with that. No. And then in his following turn, despite the fact that I've got about 500 points left on the board, he says, "Well, because now I know you're not charging me, then I'm going to come out and get the flag." Why did you need me to tell you that I was going to charge? So yeah. Oh dear. That was a horrible game. But then I got to play somebody that some of you guys will know. Not from tournaments, but from the stream. He is somebody that is a Twitch streamer in his own right. And it is Mr. John Scrivens. And John was yet to play against Primaris Marines. Had a Ork list that was around 90 boys, 10 commandos, excuse me, and then an absolute buttload of Ork guns. Had the bubble chucker, which back then was amazing. Because what you do with a bubble chucker, and this is the funnest Ork gun ever, is you rolled 4d6. Notice how Force, but the Hellstorm dice, stood out among the rest. And then one of these was a strength, one was the number of shots, one was the AP, and one was the damage. And the Orc player got to choose which dice they'd put down first. So let's just change these to make them a bit more interesting. So they'd go, alright, cool, here's the dice that I've got. I'm going to make it damage 6. And you're alright, cool, I'm making it AP 1 then, that's fine. Okay, then I'll make it strength 5 and it's 4 shots. And that's what you would do with the gun. Both you and your opponent have this little mini game. It was great. So much fun. Unfortunately, John didn't know what aggressors did, even after I told him it hadn't really sunk in. And they stood there, and they annihilated a unit of boys, and he just looked, and like... Okay. Okay. And the next turn, those aggressors got hit with fucking everything to kill him. He put his entire army into that needed to get the job done. He was very surprised by that. Unfortunately, the battlefield was not the best battlefield for his army because it was full of Mechanicus walkways. So I basically had the opportunity to sit my army up on the walkway. So for him to charge, you had to go a long way round to the one part of it I didn't have full of infantry. Because you couldn't wobbly model off, and unlike 9th edition, you didn't have a vertical engagement range. And so the Hellblasters and the Intercessors and the Scouts basically just shot at Orcs. We played tower defense. So it wasn't the best game for him, but we both had fun, and he and I have been friends ever since that game. Great lad. Fucking legend. Total legend. So that was my first tournament. There you go. You had a story. Right. We're going into the whip very soon. I'm going to do some highlights on this gun, and ideally we're going to get all the highlights on this. We're going to be really kind of cutthroat with it, because you're not going to see most of this. That's about it. And even that, you only see... it's just glued to the base, so I don't want to snap it off. You only see through this little top hole. Everything else is kind of tucked in there, so we can be really, really mercenary with it. Oh, Christ, Des. Yes, I was Tilts. So you asked about having, like, Tigerius or other librarians. Spamming librarians doesn't really get you very far these days, so I wouldn't put in many of them. 2 is probably already too many, but it's not too bad. Tigerius is really good. You'll see him a lot now on Tabletop Tactics. Every time I bring out Ultramarines, Tigerius is in the list. And Jesus. James, I've collected the set. Unfortunately, I've currently only beat Scrivo. Nikos, I played him and my Knight Castellan. This was the tournament that made me think, right, I'm binning this out of my list. This is terrible. Whiffed horribly in that game. I stood directly in front of a Knight Styrics. Put the full load into it, all the plasma, all the super cannon, whatever it was called, Shadow Sword, Star Cannon, Volcano Lance, and did more damage to myself than I did to the Knight. And he only had to make 2 or 3 saves as well. So that was when I realised that the random nature of that thing made it too unpredictable to put in my list, and I started running Crusaders instead. But yes, Tilts. So having the ability to just re-roll his casts is really clutch. Saves you CP, obviously. And Tiggy's not bad in combat. Having the ability to just go, right, I'm going to make this -1. It happens in your opponent's shooting phase now as well, which makes it a lot better than it was before. Chat, keep me honest on that. I'm pretty sure it happens at the start of your opponent's shooting phase. You choose one of your units and it's at -1 to hit, as long as it's within 6 of Tiggy. So that's really nice. You know, it's a big buff over what you had before, which was you had to do it at the start of the opponent's turn or in your turn or something. It was worked quite well. It's disappointing. So I wouldn't necessarily suggest that the SN games are like the most competitive source of information for your lists, but that was Shaggy playing that, I'm pretty sure. And Shaggy is a good player with his Ultramarines. So whilst I've said, you know, don't take what they play as rote, it's going to be a decent Ultramarines list. He was playing Pardo with the Dreads, I want to say. Pardo, again, a decent player. So, you know, there's some mileage in it. Playing Triple Vulture and for Ork Horde, Bloodletter Horde. Oh my god. I played Leighton, and it was going to be a bit of a gotcha, but I was kind of hoping for it. He charged his Shining Spears turn 1 into my Castellan that I'd put out on the front line as bait. The Calexis Assassin in my list was right next to it, and he charged these spears in. I'm like, did you want to get the assassin as well? He's like, no. Right. And I wish I'd let him move them rather than, like, he said, oh, can you move them in? And so I did. And so, where do you want to be? He said, oh, you know, do you want to get the assassin as well? And I'm like, no, don't worry about it. Just sort of put them there. So I did. I said, are you happy with the position? He went, yeah, that's fine. All right, cool. I measured for Heroic Intervene, and I'd put him out of Heroic Intervene range because I was being a nice guy. If the assassin had been in range, which obviously, if I found out he was in Heroic Intervention range, I'd have said, look, I'd Heroic Intervene at this point. Are you still okay with the positioning? I'd have been able to use his Soul Horror ability, and they'd have struck last, and my Castellan would have just fucking squished a couple of them and lived. It was a trap I was hoping he'd go for, and it nearly happened. Tom, though, is a solid player. And a good dude. I really get on with him. We talk frequently, I say. Not quite a lot, but frequently. I think I once called him out on his own show for being very opinionated. And he took it like a champ. He's like, yep. Some of it's fact, though. Something like that, I think. Right, anyway, we are about to go into the whip. I've nearly finished the highlights on this, so that means next stream that we're working on the Orks, which might be this weekend. It might be. We might be assembling Custodes Dreads. We might be painting Custodes Dreads. Or we might be finishing off these Orks. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. But next time we do it, we'll be doing some OSL on this. We're getting it all assembled. And oh, we missed some metallic bits. And then, hopefully, my Rivalcraft pigments from their new range will have arrived. And we're going to do a full review. Well, I say full review. A review of half the range, the Rivalcraft stuff. Can I please just have your attention for a minute or so, though? If I can get an exclamation point vote, V-O-T-E, in the chat, you will get a link to this straw poll. Now, on the stream's 2-year anniversary, which takes place at the end of April, I'm going to paint up one of these armies in its entirety to a high standard. We're then going to raffle that army off. So we're going to do that in Twitch using the normal giveaway functions. And the way we're going to do it is you will pay, you'll donate to buy tickets, essentially. That will give you stream currency, but you use that stream currency to enter and buy tickets to raffle. So, from what I can work out, that's a completely legit way of doing it. It doesn't bypass anything on Twitch, which is good. It means that everything is kept here as well, so it's better for you guys. Now, what that does mean is that we'll probably have to zero out your meeps, because we'll be using meeps to buy your tickets. So, when we do our end-of-month giveaways, rather than doing the £50 hobby voucher you could win on the last weekend of April, it will be the week before. And that will be, I think we worked out as the 22nd of April. March, April. It would be Thursday the 22nd. So you've got until then to spend your meeps, which means also try and be here at the end of this month to spend them then as well, just in case for whatever reason you can't make it then. Now, the end of this month, we're doing a two-stream Necronathon. That's taking place on the Saturday and the Sunday, 27th and 28th. The giveaway stream is the 30th, which is a Tuesday. In addition to that £50 hobby voucher, we're also giving away one of these 2 miniatures to a lucky subscriber. Either the Lord of Virulence or Ripper Jackson. Again, we'll paint this in a colour scheme of your choice. This Ork buggy we're working on now was in fact one of the giveaway miniatures from last month. You can see exactly the sort of thing you're looking to win at this point. If you do win, and you decide that neither one of these miniatures is the one that you want to have, then you can instead opt for the contents of the mystery box. Now, in here is an item. It's usually a mini. Yeah? But it could be something else. It could be a piece of scenery. It could be a scenic base. It could be a mini that's a bit of a booby prize. It could just be like a singular grot. And that has literally happened before. I'll give you a little... To me, that sounds like dice. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that's what I get from that rattle. So, tune in at the end of the month for all of those. The other command that Tilts has very kindly used for me is !ABB. We did a giveaway, not last month, but the month before, and part of the prize was I would paint up the miniature in a very like high-level paint job because I was going to enter it into a painting contest. Now, the votes, you can go and vote for your favourite model. The Tabletop Inquirer is there as well, so you can read it and look at everyone's votes. The first link is a link to the voting itself, though. And if you would like to go and vote, please do so. I don't mean go and vote for me. If I'm honest, I am hoping to come second and no more than that, really. I can't see myself beating Stu, Rumpelmaster, who painted an amazing Ghazghkull Thraka for this. But, you know, hopefully I can get into the top 3. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Now, though, it's whip time. So, in the whip tonight, we have Nivius, or Sergeant Rolf, who's been painting some of his Eldar. These are all custom sculpted digitally and are 3D printed by him. And this is a pretty good flesh tone. Good work on the eyes. There maybe the pupils are maybe not pupils. The iris is maybe a little skinny. You've got a very anime style like haircut and so on. So maybe try and fill those out and try and fulfill the entire like anime effect. But good stuff, mate. I like it. Nice to see one of your minis without black bars all over. But please don't show me any part of it that I can't have on stream. And here we go. Here's proof of his sculpting talents. Look at this. Fucking class, man. I can't do any of this at all. So well done. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Right, Drunk Mystic. Subtle build up on the wings. Want to keep with a dark idea and with a light build up of Incubi Darkness. Nice. I think I'm getting more out of this through the general lighting in your room than I am out of the paint that you apply to the wings as the highlights. There's a lot of like warm light that I can see being reflected from them. I really like it, but I'm worried that in certain environments it will look really good, and in certain environments it will not look as good as you want it to. So maybe worth just sort of taking it around your room a little bit, just checking it under like the window, checking on direct light, so on, just to make sure you've got the right effect that you're looking for. I like it. Like, I know we've talked a little bit about the color scheme for it in private chat. I think going darker with it, definitely the right idea. I wouldn't be adverse to a little bit of a lighter highlight, sort of just down the center of each part of the wing, just to give it a little bit more pop, but that's only because that's my style. I like things that really like jump out. But it's up to you. You've done it well. Good stuff. Keep going with it. Let's get this guy finished. Incubator Dark is a great color. I've started using it a lot. Big fan. Right, Jay Butterworth. Progress on the Sals. So we saw this guy. Last, I think he just had a base coat and not much more. And this is your slightly newer, different color scheme. Big fan. Also, love the fact you've got the big old Deathwatch Whammer going on. Yeah, I like it, dude. You've got a really nice bright green. It's tempered quite a lot by the darker like head, the shoulder, the other, obviously, metallic arm we've touched on already. Yeah, it's nice. Let's have a look at the... Have we got a side shot? No. Let's look at the side of the heavy flamer, but don't worry. Hazard stripes. Okay. You need to highlight the yellow. But I love the fact you've done hazard stripes. Hazard stripes are absolutely my jam. I mean, they're everywhere. And great job on these. They look quite uniform for the most part. Good separation between each one. Yeah, top notch, mate. Definitely get that yellow highlighted up, though. Get it really, really looking like it's going to pop. So you're looking like the pop. That is a very, very aggressive pop on that green. Nice, dude. What unit's this from with the shoulder scope? Is this just an intercessor? I don't know if I've ever seen that. Looking good there, man. Looking good. How are you going to do the sword? Just regular metallics, or are you going to do something a little bit more like stylized and power sword-y? What's your plan? Keep going, dude. They're looking great. Alright, Gummer. Nothing major than the base coat. Done the base coat, done on 2 planes, and done more to the Red Witch Squad. Oh, base coat is down on 2 planes, perhaps. Okay, so here's the Red Witches. Nice. I still think they look a little bit like a football team, like an American football team. That kind of thing. But again, like I said last time I said that, these are all gladiators in an arena, and there's nothing wrong with them having that kind of showmanship and that kind of super stylized armor plating and so on, to show that they're part of a gladiator stable, like maybe they're a team and so on. So I really like that. Obviously, it's a whip. We got base coats down. We got some highlights on the yellow. Plenty left to do. Keep going, man. Loving the progress. And these, let's see how yellow that yellow is. It's an okay yellow. It is an okay yellow. You need to get some more contrast in there, though, because they're going to look very flat. I thought it was Devastators. Just trying to work out how it was on a Primaris guy. I mean, it's yellow, but there are yellows, and then there are yellows, and like Fork's art is right. Like, get some orange coat on there. Okay. Cool. But you've got the video. It's there on YouTube. How to paint yellow. Get that shading in. Like, really start warming it up. And with the orange as well, thin it a lot. Glaze that in with the airbrush. Just soft glazes. That's the way. Rev, hey, one of the many boys that I'm painting now doing batch painting. I love Rev's Orks. He puts so much time into these guys. Every single one of them is a little character in its own right. Awesome stuff, dude. I think you've been in and out the stream for, I want to say, nearly a year. And you must have finished a dozen of these now, right? It's got to be around that. Yeah, really good work as always, bro. The colours just pop out. Your green skin is lush. And it's yellow. It's so much yellow. Tim! Hey, dude. I do hope you're going to the LGT. So that backplate is crying out for something to be on it. Maybe like some sort of sigil or icon or whatever. Solid opportunity to just go the extra mile. Maybe got some Ork decals. I think they might still make them. They must do, right? Decals for everything. We can find some things on there to put that in. Loving it though. As always, dude. Really, really good. I'm calling it tabletop ready. Finecast, son of a gun. Also waiting for the lens vid tomorrow to finish it off. Whoa, the lens vid. We haven't talked about that. So tomorrow on Patreon. Actually, I need to talk about that. On Patreon tomorrow, there won't be a written guide. Not at 10 AM, which is when it normally goes up. And for that, I'm really sorry. But it's taken me a lot longer to edit on this piece of shit monitor after the other one blew up today. And so we're just very delayed. So I will get it done ideally tomorrow. Jimmy the Brush! Hello, mate. How are you, champ? Let's get some absolute hype in the stream for this legend of the Twitch miniature painting community. Have we got both of you here today? There she is. There she is. How you doing, princess? Beryl Eyes, what up? Welcome to the stream. Mad as Maz, how you doing? We're just going through the whip gallery at the moment. So this is stuff that people have painted from the community. I was about to have a quick chat about something that's going up on Patreon tomorrow, but this is what we've been working on this evening. Balrog, what up? So this is the ShokkJump Dragsta we're painting. We've got a guide on exactly how to paint this yellow over on YouTube. So if you want to do something like this, you can do. If you don't have an airbrush though, and you're thinking, well, we can't paint yellow, you know, like that without an airbrush. Well, I did this without an airbrush, and you can definitely do a really, really nice yellow without needing to use an airbrush. So we've got 2 tutorials for the price of 1 video. Airbrush work for yellow, non-airbrush work for yellow. It's all up there. So how was your stream, Jimmy? What were you and Princess working on today? And everyone, I'd be very surprised if there's someone here that isn't already following both of these cool people. And if you happen to be that person that isn't following them, then you need to change that. You know, this is not the way. So we need to have a quick chat about tomorrow's Patreon. Because I had an issue today where one of my screens exploded. Fazerna, thanks for the follow. We have had a little bit of an issue where everything has taken too long to edit. So we got the video up on Patreon, but not the written guides. And the video is how to paint lenses that look exactly like this. So there's a lot of uses for this, whether it's tanks and dreadnoughts and all that sort of stuff. Things like a lot of Primaris Marines have got the ARM computers. iPow, cheers for the follow. Mad as Maz, I'm really, really glad, dude. That makes me happy. Super, super happy. There's loads of things that lenses come into play with, but also as part of the same tutorial is how to paint things like screens and so on as well. I'm going to zoom right in on this. Jupiter Licht. Cheers for the follow. So, did this like radar effect going on there. Glowing little buttons and so on. Dials, all of that. All of this is in that video tutorial. So you get 2 guides in this one. Lenses and screens. That's going up. It will be up on Patreon 10 AM tomorrow morning if you're a video viewer or higher tier. But unfortunately, like I said, the written guide will be later, probably tomorrow, early to late, well, probably mid to late afternoon. So apologies for that, but exploding computer outside the realms of my control. Cheers, Princess. But this is Toony Sprues. He's been painting the Finecast Thunderfire Cannon. Having done one of these in the past myself, I can tell you that they are one of the worst things in the world to assemble. There was somebody that was a friend of mine back when Space Marines were like literally all you saw, and it still kind of is, but the first time round, where 3 Thunderfire cannons was practically a mandatory thing if you're a Space Marine player. There was someone that was literally tempted to buy a metal one for £140 off of eBay rather than put together another Finecast one. Finally, though, he did manage to get the Finecast one sorted out. But nice work, dude. Nice work. You made it. That's the thing, right? You made it. That's what counts. Rez. This guy. Look at this base. You and me need to have a chat. Andrew, they're not good now. They're not bad now, but they're not good now. So I wouldn't worry. Yeah, you and me need to have a chat, mate, about how you do these bases, because I love how much life you get into these. It's just awesome. Really, really awesome. Quality little diorama. You got somebody there beavering away on a computer. Looks like there's some guy there trying to call in reinforcements, and then lock and load at the front there. Looking awesome. Big fan, man. Big fan. Zex, hey, he's got C-3PO on the go. And by that, I do, of course, mean the Silent King. I got asked to paint the one that I did in gold. And I fought against it with a client. I said, look, you know, I don't think we should. Because I was worried about him looking like the Star Trek robot. 113 people were like, the what? The what? It's okay, nerds. You know, may the force be with you. But yeah, like having this guy in gold, he's a very imposing figure, but he's quite slim. You've managed to not make him look like C-3PO though. You definitely have. So well done, mate. Looking forward to seeing this guy with a little bit more going on. Obviously, there's a lot of detail, lots of areas here that you can really go the extra mile on an Necron character. Not to mention, of course, his great big hitty stick that he's currently not holding. But looking good, dude. Looking good. Right, Crazy Anked. He's been working on the centerpiece, like multi-person character from the Bone People in Sigmar. He's challenging himself. He's doing well, though. He's doing well. There's no metallic paint, no washes. Everything's done, built up from dark to light. It's a really, really good experiment. A good way to just, you know, give yourself a little bit of a nudge creatively. Nice red. Really nice red. This guy is the freshest one in the unit, I guess. The one that you've just started. Yeah, look at that. The shade that you've got there on the bottom of that banner is really, really nice. Really nice. It's dark, but it's definitely just a darker version of that colour. It's not like it's going into the realms of something completely different. So I'm liking him. And this guy is another new one we haven't seen yet. Hard to see. Is that one arm out or both arms out? Is he like reading a scroll or is he just sort of holding a scroll? I think it's 2 at a time because I want to change it up. Nice. Nice. Yeah, again, mate, looking good. Looking good. Keep it up. Can't wait to see this guy finished. Right, Forks. Just have to finish off the bases in both. Right, here we go. Here's Forks and her pink Marines. That is some extremely aggressive yellow OSL. Extremely aggressive. Definitely need a black base rim on these. Definitely. Goliath Games TV, how you doing, bro? Both arms with scroll. Cool. I think you managed to get it from one shot that it's literally just a silhouette of one arm. So, first off, great work freehand on the banner. Mikey, that isn't serial. And good job on the face on that Marine as well. A little bit of a beard. And he's got his eyebrows. He's got his eyebrows. You almost never see that on faces, so well done. Yeah, overall, well executed. Some of your highlights, a little thick. Anyway, you can see that they're a little jagged. It's like on this guy, on the sword arm, that front part of the elbow, just there, that's got a little bit too thick paint. Anytime you notice that happening, just thin it a little bit on your palette. Clean your brush out. Put just a small amount of paint in your brush and just lightly bring that in. You'll get some extremely narrow, very controlled highlights. The Simpsons Gone Warhammer. He doesn't look yellow. He does on this monitor, unfortunately, because all the colours are fucked on this thing. But on this one, he looks fine. The yellow on the plasma gun, though, that's got somewhere. Always be careful when you're doing OSL on something like this. Remember that the plasma, like the cell, the middle bit, is recessed. And light obviously goes in dead straight lines. It doesn't bend or anything similar. And so where it spills out around the plasma gun, just bear in mind it doesn't go too far. Okay? I think you probably have gone just a little bit further than you needed to with this, but it's not massive, so don't worry about it. But just essentially remember that you've got to draw a straight line from wherever the light is coming from to wherever the light is going to. You've done a good job with it on the Marine itself, though I think you probably could have caught a little bit down here. Because there's easy straight lines, especially from the side that's closest to the gun, to get that in there. But good job. Good job. I'm well aware it's your first attempt. These are the first minis you've painted in total, and you've done a really good job with them so far. So keep it up. Really looking forward to seeing what you do next. Not bad, eh? My first 10 minis look nothing like this. I don't mean they weren't pink. I mean they look terrible in comparison. So, but yeah, nice work. Nice work. Let's look at this guy. That's cool. Again, more light being cast onto your miniature. I like it. I like the fact you're going for things like this. So the next bit of advice I tend to give out a lot for OSL is remember that the light that's being cast tends to lose its intensity as it moves out. So a really good example of this is if you light a candle on a table in the middle of a dark room. You will have a tabletop that's quite well lit in like a slowly expanding circle, and as that circle gets bigger and bigger and bigger, the table won't be quite as well lit, and by the time it gets to the walls, you might not even see the walls. You know, you might just see the suggestion that there's a little bit there because there's a little light being reflected back as it's lost its power. So here, in this example, your scythe blade is the thing that is emanating the light. And the light looks to be about as powerful on his cowl, which is right below the scythe blade, as it is on his leg, which is halfway down the miniature. So just just be aware that as the light is sort of moving away, it will lose power gradually, not sort of turn off at a point. So you need to sort of fade it out as it goes. Otherwise, if it's still that powerful on his leg, then the light should also appear much further down the base as well. Think about it that it would have like an exponential drop off. So it'd be like bright, 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 less bright, less bright, less bright, dark. Well, that was a really shit way of explaining it. But hopefully you got what I meant. Good effort. Again, I like the fact that on your early minis, you're trying these more advanced techniques. It means that your painting will improve quite quickly at the start because you're trying these. And when you start to master them, then you'll nail it. Good stuff. Right, Lord Enders. First time I picked up a brush in 2 weeks due to uni, just base coats today. Hey, man. Uni is definitely more important. Take it from a brain-damaged ex-wrestler that dropped out of uni. That you do actually need to go. Forks, no worries. This is a lot of sub-assemblies for a bike. You probably didn't need as many, but I really, really like the absolute determination that you're showing here by doing this. I really do, mate. You are going to highlight every single step of this, I'm sure. The ones that I've just done, the Blood Angels ones that we showed off briefly. The only sub-assembly I did on any of these, and now the camera's clearly not in focus, was I could take these off the base before I put the pumice down. That was it. Everything else was done with them fully assembled. Just so I can make sure I got the right values, like my shades, my highlights, shadows, all of that was spot on. But I like the fact that you are absolutely committed to this guy. So, good stuff, dude. Groog. Imperial Fist. Nurgle. Beginning of Corruption. Oh, too many sprues. It's just absolutely like at this. Mate. Quality. Imperial Fist Death Guard. Do it. Do it. Let's get a whole army of these. I like it. Good colour scheme. Good work on the yellow. You've got some decent shades in there. It's not flat. It's got a lot of volume to it and a lot of power. Yeah, nice work. Also, Ogryn Slave Gang, bland and rusty / dirty. Okay, these look cool. You got Castellan robot hands on some of it. Are these Blood Bowl ogres? See, there's Timmy getting all super triggered. All the trigger. Haven't you got a wall to stand behind? No, good stuff, dude. Yeah, I like it. I like a little bit of conversion work you've got on those as well. Those hands look really, really well. And then here we go. We've got Santi restarted the cat from scratch, stripped it. Shit. What was that? Baby screaming in my ear. Yes, I really like this. Good work on the yellow. Top notch, mate. You've got a lot of shadow in there that is a slightly different color. It's got more of that orange kind of tone to it. I really like that. That's how I do my yellows as well. Keep it up. These guys, love the effect. Good work on the skin. Love the little bits of like the Castellan hands and all that sort of stuff. Banging. Banging. Right, Santi has completely stripped this. And for those of you that have not been in the stream for a while, he's been working on this mini for easily a week and a half, perhaps. And there's been a lot of work done. I noticed there's no shield here, which I'm really glad about, because he did a shield that took a lot of work. It's all non-metallic metal. I can't see it from here, so I'm assuming that bit came off before this was stripped. And Forks, it's a 3D printed mini. At 54mm, I want to say. Cape, shield, and pauldrons are okay. Alright. Thank fuck for that. Okay, so you said you're trying to get the effect of textured cloth with slight folds. On the fence, if I should push to shadow the folds or tone down the ups. I like it, but I think you should put in a little bit more shadow underneath all of the little like fasteners, laces, whatever they're meant to be. Sergeant Roll, few of yours a very different way. Yeah, big fan of what you've done so far, dude. Like, I know the mini has got a little bit of texture itself. You can see it. And so what you could do is you could go in and try and individually highlight some of that. Yeah, shadows under the buttons. For definite. Because you can already see from what you've got here that the mini you're working on is 54mm, right? Which means it's big enough to cast notable shadows of its own because of its size. Whereas most 28mm models, it's really only you get shadows in the like armpit, leg pit, you know, that kind of area. Whereas this, even those little fastenings are casting a shadow underneath them. You can see them in this picture. So go in there, get your shades in. I would definitely pick a few of the little designs he's got on his midriff and just pick them out with either a highlight, or you could go with it being like a gold thread or something. That would help break it up a little bit. It would fit the color theme that you've got. If you do, you're going to get the feel of it being a more sort of well-made, maybe wealthy person's bit of clothing. So they're so minute that not even washes catch it. So essentially what you're doing, mate, isn't highlighting it, it's freehanding it, but you've got a guide there already. So think about it that way. That's what you need to do. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough, but it's what you've got. Give it a shot, see what happens. Jarl Brookie, a little bit of work. Nice, dude. Like those little screens. Like those little screens. That is some painstaking edge highlighting around that black, dude. I don't know how you put up with that. Yeah, well done. Well done. Keep going on those custards, mate. Keep doing it. They're looking good. Looking real good. And then Thickor's last one. The beast is all magnetized. When you say all magnetized. Nice. Really, really nice. I genuinely love my Crusader. He's fucking terrible on a tabletop. Really wish he wasn't. Really, really wish he wasn't. Did I say Crusader? I definitely make a Stellan. Yeah, he's good. You've got a mold line on the front knee. Just there next to that little window. you need to sort that out before you get the painting done. Yeah, have fun painting this guy, mate, honestly. Knights are great fun to paint. They're great fun to play, usually. So, get to it, dude. Get to it. Right, that is it for tonight. That's it. So, the next stream is Saturday morning, where we will probably not be painting this guy. Weekends now, we tend to work on commission work that we're doing. So, having nearly finished off the Blood Angels, this is pretty much all we've got left to do is finish off the bases, get the base rims done. So, not a lot left on these guys at all. Tomorrow we're going to do that. We're going to hopefully get the new monitor set up. We will, of course, finish off the work we've been doing on the PDF guides. That will be done tomorrow. I'm really, really sorry that it's late. There's just nothing I can do about it. It's just taking too long to do the normal editing. So what we will probably end up doing over the weekend is this. So this is 7 Custodes Dreadnoughts. 3 Galatas, 3 Achilles, and 1 Telemon that all need to be assembled. And that might take us the weekend, basically. Forge World is occasionally a pig. They've all spent the day soaking in some nice soapy water. We're going to rinse that out before we go to bed. Get a little more hot soapy in there again. Just let them sit overnight, and then tomorrow we can let them dry out all day. And away we go. So that's probably what we're going to do this weekend. And you can tune in 11 AM Saturday morning for that. Huge thanks to everyone in the stream, and a massive, massive thank you to Jimmy DeBrush and Princess, who came with that big raid earlier on, to Chris Frozin, who came in a raid earlier as well. All you guys, absolute superstars in my book. Now, though, it is time. Terragonsu, cheers for the follow. It's time to find somebody to give the raid to. We've raided Malev a few times recently, so don't want to go back to Malev. Weirdness 101, thank you for the follow as well. What good starting paints for beginners? Clues, honestly, one of the best ones that we can sort of recommend is Games Workshop as a starting point. Just remember that they are not the only hobby company out there, and that certain things they do are not as good as what other companies do. So, for instance, I use a lot of Vallejo metallics, a lot of scale metallics, especially for golds. I use a lot of P3 colors. They're not always the easiest to get hold of. Depends on where you are and essentially the stock levels. I use a lot of Army Painter washes. I would avoid Army Painter as a paint range for anything apart from washes, though. I would avoid Scale 75 when you're a beginner for anything that isn't a metallic. A lot of the GW stuff is at least okay, if not good, though. So it's not a bad place to be. If you got a 2 Dorks 1 Brush request, I do like what they do. What are they working on this evening? Oh, you got an ad break. Cool. For FIFA 21. Lush. Can't wait to not play that game. Ugh. Come on, ad. Go. Go. So, looks like we're doing some non-metallic metal on a Stormcast. We can watch that. We can watch that. Do you see my highlighted message? Yes, I did, mate. I did. I read it. I didn't want to, like, draw attention to it, essentially. Cheers, man. My New Year's resolution was make sure that all of the Patreon content is on time every time, and to only miss a stream if I'm on my fucking deathbed. So far, we haven't missed a stream. Even the power cut, we managed to just get online. It was just late. So yeah, we're doing all right. Goliath Games TV. Painted, I've got around 3,000 points in Necrons, but over, not this weekend, but next weekend, I will finish off another 4,000 points worth to bring to about 7k total. I've got a Knight Army that sits somewhere around 3,000 points. It's all I need to be competitive. I've got a Deathwatch Army, which is my own, that I will start ideally in May. Ideally. And I've got a Grey Knight Army, which I will probably never start. So, there you go. Right, we're going over to 2 Dots 1 Brush. When we get there, give this guy all the love, please. If you don't follow him, follow him. If you have access to our emotes, because you're a subscriber, spam meeps in his chat. Throw meeps everywhere. Get rowdy. Be a pain in the ass. Do it. Let's do it. 84 people in a raid. I will see you guys Saturday morning, bright and early, 11 a.m. GMT. Peace out, everyone.
Sense if you just see them as a child? What do you guys think? Mohawk, what? Jeez Louise, welcome. How is your